I think at one point, I've certainly felt that people would put this kind of like unfair competition
against us.
Yeah.
I think that if we're being honest to say, I think most of it was in both of our heads.
Yeah.
Like
for
I
sure.
definitely wasn't coming for your job or anything you were doing.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Like I remember there was a time where I was coming to you for advice, and I think you felt as if it was a threat.
Yeah.
And we were able to get past that, because everybody has growing pains at the end of the day. But I think that that's the industry that pins us against each other.
Again, I was so focused on figuring out how to carve out this lane aside from just being a Latina host. Like, let's be honest, a lot of the times we were going up for the same exact job, and there can only be one person that gets hired. And I actually think that even when we were doing the show that you were hosting and I would come on as a guest host, I'm like, we're actually really good together. And you just get further in life when you when you just realize, you know what? The teamwork is actually better than trying to be so committed to, she better not be doing what I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there was, that for sure in our heads. And also, I was like, well, if I'm doing this, like, why does she have to feel like she's doing it too? But you then realize, like, you're going to do it the Rocsi way. I'm going to do it the Julissa way. And both ways are distinct. And there's an audience, and it would just be really, I think we also came to this like unspoken agreement that ultimately it would be really whack and just sad if us two as Latinas that have this opportunities to represent in such ways, if we didn't get along. Like that would just be really whack.
I think that the industry pins women against each other so much, and it is, when you think about it, it is a small pool of how we work, and there's so few jobs, especially the big jobs that you go out for. But then it is that realization, it's like what's meant for you is going to be for you no matter who else is in the room trying to get that job. Like I've been in rooms where I don't get the job, but it was because it just isn't. And that was probably the biggest lesson I had to learn, was like it just wasn't my time. It wasn't meant for me. Good luck to whoever gets that role. But we are better when we work together. And I think women had to learn that. We learn that more now, especially with what's going on in politics. And we see how well when women get together, we work together, how much we can accomplish. So that is definitely the thing. But there was that growing pain between me and you one time. Because I think that people just try to compare us so much. And I'm like, I'm nothing like Julissa, and Julissa's nothing like me. But people still want to be like, oh, Latin. Oh, so they're exactly the same. It's like, no, they're not. No,
and don't you feel like the jobs that you did get were always like super right for you?
Exactly.
And you're like, dang, like I get why that person ended up being the one to get that job. And like, I totally get the jobs that I've gotten. So how are you pivoting, obviously, besides just social media and now obviously podcasting?
See how she switches and she tries to take my show from me. And
Well, and I will tell you this, I learn a lot from you too.
I like conversations. I like talking to people, and I like talking to my friends. And I think that my pivot now is to share more, get more out of my friends as far as who they are, to be able to share it amongst my audience and stuff like that. I think too many people just see the end result and they don't know how long it took to get there.
Right,
and
for sure.
And that's where the conversations die. But like for people, everybody's so immediate and think that success is so like a next day thing now. It's just not that. You put in them hours in the gym, you're shooting in the gym for a long time before you get to like this kind of level. So I think that that's where it's going now. I love what I do though.